Welcome, my darling pretties, to our Beyond the Dawn of Business podcast for pretty empowered female entrepreneurs. It's time to step into your power, pretties. Lift each other, support the squad, and choose a life filled with the autonomy and freedom to live your dreams. I'm your host, Dawn Beth, owner and founder of Beyond the Dawn digital business brand and agency. My coffee is hot and my eyelashes are on, so we are ready to go. Hi and welcome to this episode. Today I am delighted to be able to talk to you about not giving up on your dreams. This is a theme that has come up for me a lot in the last couple of months. It's something that I think we all have a difficulty with whenever we're under stress, pressure, overwhelm, when we're busy, or when we're in those moments when we actually just feel like we want to burn our businesses to the ground. That sounds really dramatic, but we do all have those days where we think to ourselves, why are we doing this? Like, what is it that we're actually trying to achieve here? The thing is, in these businesses that we have, there are so many avenues for joy and there are so many learnings to be had for the evolution of our business. And if you have started this business, you may have started the business that you're in, but it may not have been your first ever business. It may have been your second or third, or this might be the first business you've ever started by yourself, or you may have taken an adventure with a collaboration business with somebody else. You almost ultimately will have been through situations before that have been stressful, that have felt maybe a little bit heavy, but it's likely that you wouldn't necessarily have had the responsibility factor included in that if you were previously employed. You will have had the responsibilities of your role, of course, but it might not have been you on the hook for that company, for that business, for the work, for the quality, for the professionalism, for the smooth running, for the well-being. I mean, I could go on. I could go on and on and on. The list is never ending, right? The list of things we do as female entrepreneurs is never ending. And that is why there's so many fantastic publications that can support you in regards to helping you be more efficient. So many great resources in explaining how you can time block, how you can take tasks into small manageable chunks, how you can arrange your time, how you can support yourself in a way that really allows you to thrive and do all of the things at the same time. And I rely on those resources as heavily as anyone. I create resources for my people, but I've also relied on other people's resources. I've had coaches, I've had masterminds that I've been a part of, I've had lots of fantastic memberships that I've joined, and I've had the opportunity to be amongst fantastic people. And all of these things really do count, they really do matter. One of the things that I find really hard, however, is when you are in a state of trying to figure out how to make your business successful in what I would consider to be kind of like the traditional way. And it's not my version of success at all. I love redefining what success is. My version of success is completely different to somebody else's. But back in the day, you know, you were successful if you made loads of money and you were really busy and you had to hustle to do everything and you had to get all the things done, and you've had a big company and lots of employees, and that was the version of success, right? That was the benchmark. But now there seems to be this shift, and I've noticed this amongst not just clients that work with me directly, but amongst like audience members, people who chat to me on Instagram in the DMs, people who comment on my stuff on LinkedIn. Like, I've noticed this idea that there is a cookie cutter way of creating a successful business, that there is, you know, if you do X, Y, and Z, this will be the thing that makes you achieve what it is that you're wanting to achieve. And that's kind of not cool, because most people, when we go into this, we have actual dreams behind it. The dreams almost that you may not want to allow yourself to delve into. They might be like so creamy and luxurious you don't even dare allow yourself to consider them. And this is where the sweet spot is for me, because Like if your immediate dream when you started your business was to be able to have a really massive impact in the world, that's a beautiful thing. And if now you're like, I won't be able to do that because having that high impact means that I'll have to do X, Y, and Z. And instead, to make my business successful, I must actually do ABC that somebody else is telling me, that cookie cutter approach to business. Otherwise, the business won't be there for me to be able to have that high impact and all of this stuff. There are fundamentals in every single business, foundational things that are required, like they just are. You need to be able to accept payment, for instance. You have to have systems set up for that. You have to have operations set up. There should be onboarding systems, offboarding systems. You should have all your legals in place. Like these are the things that are super, super important in terms of structural. But in terms of like what you actually do with your business, that should always be so fluid. It should always be so flexible, and you should be allowed to make your dreams a priority. Like if one of your dreams is to bring lots of people together at a big event, you should be able to do that. If your dream is to start your own radio show or podcast or magazine or TV show or YouTube show or whatever you want, you should be able to do that. And I'm seeing more and more people kind of negotiating with themselves over what is a serious business, what is a professional business, versus what is part and parcel of what I'm actually dreaming about. So just a little reminder for yourself. I would love for you, if you're listening in the car, I know so many people listen in cars, they listen when they're out having a walk or running or working out at the gym. If you're doing any of that stuff right now, come back to this podcast, save it, download it, do what you need to do, come back to it at a time when you can sit with either your phone or a pencil and pad or whatever. But I'd love to invite you to just write down 5 or 10 core things, dreams, you know, those really opportunistic, optimistic, head in the cloud type dreams. Like, I would love to do this thing. I would love to stand on stage and tell my story. Or I would love to have a reoccurring column in a magazine. Or I would love for my business to be able to do X, Y, and Z for charities, or I would like to be able to start up a non-for-profit on the side, or I would like to be able to feature on, I don't know, Loose Women or something. Like, what are those big business dreams? Write them down, make it a really clear and intentional thing. Please also know that you can change these dreams at any time. These things are important to us until they're not important. And they're important because they mean a lot to us, and then we achieve them and we're like, that's amazing, what do I do next? Which is also a fantastic practice of like, great, where is my dream state taking me next? Where is my desire taking me next? But also sometimes what can happen is you can create a dream. You can create an idea of what you want to do, what you think would work, what would be really good for you. And then you can realize that actually it wasn't your dream. It's something that you've adopted, again, because you think that you're taking on what needs to happen in order for your business to be successful, rather than figuring out what it is that you would really, truly like to achieve. Now, your dreams could be something really simple. It could be simple like, I just want to work 5 hours on a Monday and have the rest of the week off. And that's what you want. Like, the freedom to you is you want to be able to travel, or you want to be able to stay at home with your cats with a blanket. I mean, I love that. I love being at home with my cats with a blanket on my knee and a nice cuppa, watching usually true crime. I love a little bit of true crime. I don't know why, because I'm a real scaredy cat and I'm super sensitive. So I do not know why I like true crime, but I do. I like the way it's investigated and how people found out what happened. I suppose that's part of the data scientist in me. I just love all of that stuff. Anyway, I digress. My point is, your dream, it belongs to you. And It's something that I want to, if you've never been given permission by somebody before, I want to lovingly give you permission to not give up on those dreams. The industry isn't too saturated. The industry has toxic behaviours, absolutely. And this is something that I am working with my clients over regularly. 2022 has been a massive eye-opener because of the massive surge of how many people walked into digital business over the duration of COVID and the lockdowns and working from home. We had a massive tidal wave of new businesses pop up online, and we still are dealing with the fallout from that. And not everybody that joined us in this industry, I mean, not everybody who was in the industry was legit to begin with, let's be honest, but not everybody who joined the industry has been legit since. And I do think that there is a higher percentage of people out there right now that are trying to fake it till they make it, which is so heartbreaking. And even I've fallen foul to these people this year, where I've met people who I thought were just, absolutely amazing, and they turned out to be all fur coat, no knickers. But you have to know that that's no relation on you. Like, the market's saturated. Everybody keeps saying that. It's not. There's lots of people that are out there that aren't legit. Absolutely. And it is sometimes an environment that makes you feel like, do I really want to be in this industry anymore? Absolutely. If we're being completely honest, a lot of us have had instances where it feels like a school playground. Absolutely. However, at the end of the day, the things that are important to you, the factors that aligned for you to be in the spot where you are right now, with the opportunity to do what is important for you, for your life, for your purpose, for your business, all of that stuff is just background noise, okay? And I'm not the type of person who will ever tell you to stay in one lane. That whole stay in your lane, stay in your lane. I've never liked it, because I've always, and maybe I've misinterpreted it, but I've always felt that that's something that you are killing multi-passionate people with. Like, stay in your lane. Like, don't stay in your lane. See what you love. Like, this is a pick and mix, baby. See what you love. Create something for you on your plate that is ideal. Like, do that. But when it comes to the stay in your lane in terms of blocking out outward distraction, now, that's a bit of genius. Yes, things can be difficult. Yes, it's not always going to be plain sailing. No, you're not going to be an overnight millionaire. Well, you're not. You could become a millionaire overnight, and we've helped a couple of people with launches that have been of that vein. In the last 3 years, we've had a few of those. But the people who have had those have been working for years at getting to that stage. And the people who have had that have had 3 key things that have been really, really important to their success. And I'll make a different podcast about that, because that's actually a really good subject. But the point is, it doesn't happen for people overnight. You do have to work at it. You do have to take expert advice, and you do have to make key decisions yourself. You can't pay somebody else to make it happen, but you equally should not completely derail your own desires, your own dreams, your own hopes for the pursuit of a successful business. Because one of the things that kills businesses, one of the things that absolutely slaughters them, is the lack of passion, is the lack of intrinsic motivation. If that gets lost and all it's actually about is the money, or all it's about is the fame, or all it's about is the kudos, it actually becomes very stale, very quickly, falls off a cliff. We've seen it happen time and time again, because the catalyst, the magic, the energy, the burning ball of fire, the sunshine within that business has gone out. Businesses that are lit from within are the ones that succeed. I've really enjoyed sharing this with you today. Thank you so much for listening. I want to just say a massive, massive thank you, because in the last month, we have hit the charts with this podcast. You've been downloading like crazy people. I adore you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We actually got in the top 20, which was amazing. We were number 17. We honestly have never had anything like it. It was just a massive surge. Our episode, How to Recession-Proof Your Business, just went off the charts. It was ridiculous. Thank you so much for all of your love and support, and I will look forward to speaking to you again soon. If you're loving our Pretty podcast, come on over to Social Pretties, our online safe house and sisterhood community. It's a safe space where female entrepreneurs connect and thrive in a warm, welcoming fold of pretty amazing women. You'll find an easy redirect in the description, and I can't wait to see you in there. And depending on where you're listening right now, we would love it if you would click subscribe or follow so that you can be the first to know when our new podcasts come out.